Hello, everyone. It's Mike Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So we have, macaroni and cheese is basically French cheese. Mwah. So macaroni and cheese, yes. Macron is probably going to get the old because the people in France are like protesting like crazy. All right, they're hot. They love revolution and they love the guillotine people. All right. So it looks like it's moving that direction. Macron storming because Macron, he and his older male buddy are, being exposed. And, he is not the Candace Owens, exposed them really well. And there's nothing you can do about it because the information's there. So she exposed them. They don't like it. The people of France, I don't know. Do they care? Do they even care? Because they have interesting sexual ideas. So I don't know. So anyway, we're going to see Paris. Paris is burning now. Antifa is all up in arms. BLM. You got all of the, fascists or just communists just going crazy. The people are like, protesting against them. And we have Le Pen is backing the police. The police, I think, they're cracking heads on the communists and the BLM and Antifa. I think we're going to see Macron be taken down, guys. That's my thoughts on that. So that's going to start to happen in a lot of other places. Starmer in Britain, probably the same thing, probably going to be taken down. Now, why wouldn't they just walk away if they know that things are getting pretty dicey? They don't have a choice. They got put in power by the globalists. The globalists are like, no, you cannot leave. And if you get your head chopped off and put on a pike and paraded through the streets, that creates chaos. And we like chaos. Right? So they're dead. They're dead men walking, in my opinion. Just like Zelensky. Zelensky, another dead man walking. How many other people in Europe are dead men walking that are in governments, guys? Probably all of them, right? So we're going to see a lot of this stuff move forward. Will Macron get deposed? If he's lucky, he's going to say, I'm just going to give up the government because I see the people just really don't like me anymore. They never liked him. He's always been put in that position. Le Pen always won against him. I've said this over and over again. I said Le Pen's going to win. Le Pen won, but Macron, macaroni and cheese, basically somehow got into power. All right. Just like we saw Joe Biden somehow got into power. Ran his campaign from his basement. Trump went out and had tens and tens of thousands of people 5-6 times a day for months at a time. And Biden would show up, and if he had 20 people show up at one of his events, that was like a stunning turnout. So, yeah, total election fraud, stealing is coming to an end throughout the world. And we're going to see a lot of these criminals that have been in positions of power. The people are just tired of it, right? It's coming to a head, right? Here in America, it's coming to a head. Democrat Party, demon rat party, all right? Their time is coming to an end, all right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But let's talk about Charlie Kirk, all right? Now, Charlie Kirk, you guys know that I basically exposed that right from the get-go. There's all these people. They have all these different ideas of, he wasn't the shooter from the roof. That wouldn't fit. Yeah, duh. And now they're like, he shot from stairwell over here. There was a trap door. They took him down on the trap door and all kind of crazy stuff. And they took him out to the car, and he didn't fit in the car. So they drove him down the road with the door open. No blood anywhere. Candace Owens is talking about, she saw the video from behind. I guess the guy took it down because he didn't want anybody to steal it, because he's like, I got this. I got the real info here. So I guess he shared it with her, and she's like, there's no blood. There's no blood. And I'm going to show you that clip. So it's being exposed, guys. Now, does that mean that, it's a false flag by the deep state? I think it's, like I've said from the beginning, I think it's a false flag that was planned by the deep state. And like the Trump assassination, that wasn't. Basically, it was a captured operation, and the White Hat staged it so that they could basically, control that narrative. And that's what they're doing now with Charlie Kirk. So I saw this one video where Charlie Kirk is like, he puts his microphone down, he walks up these stairs, his wings come out like an angel, and he flies away. I was like, that's really going to get a lot of people like, so the emotions. So if you believe that Charlie Kirk died, that's okay. Everyone has their own ideas about this. The key here is that this is a takedown of the deep state, right? And a lot of people are being exposed through this process. Now, I'm an expert here, right? And then there's a lot of other people that are say, I was there, and they're crying that they saw him and he died in the car. And it's like, oh, okay, all right. You had no blood on you. Although they got to the hospital and they said he was dead, but the doctors took him, and they came back and they told everybody after they tried to revive him that he had passed, and they cried some more, right? Whatever. All right. So there's a lot of acting going on. If you want to get caught up in that, that's fine. But like I said, the bottom line is this is a captured operation by the White Hats. Regardless if you want to believe the narrative, or if you don't believe this narrative, but you want to believe that narrative, or you want to believe the daily new narrative that comes out, it's okay. It's okay, guys. You don't have to completely believe with what I believe. You can keep spinning your wheels if you want. All right. How many of you guys, when I told you about COVID early on, still got your shots, right? And no one's raising their hand. So maybe I don't have anybody in the audience that's COVID vaccinated. I don't know, but I think I do. But I said right from the beginning, almost right from the beginning, it was bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. All right. So does that help people listen? No, it doesn't. They want to follow a narrative. Now, when the narrative continues, like, we've heard this story, you repeat a lie often enough, then people are going to believe it. Well, it seems like you can repeat the truth enough times and people still won't believe that either, right? So it seems like the lie is more believable to most people. It's insane to me. 9/11, I was like, 9/11 is bullshit. And how many people believe in 9/11 and maybe still do, but it took decades for people to be convinced. It took a long time for people to believe that, and maybe there's still a lot of people that still believe that the Trump assassination was a staged event, right? Now, same thing with this one. I called it when I looked at it, I was like, that's complete bullshit. All right. It's a squib in his neck, and blood doesn't act that way. Guys, I've worked on live tissue. I've kept, pigs alive that were shot, stabbed, bayoneted, all kind of crazy stuff. Blood does not act that way. It spews like crazy. And if you don't get in charge of that right away, it's gonna all leak out. All right. So, and I had a lot of people that are nurses that came into the chat. Thank you very much for having the courage to do that. I've had a lot of veterans that are hunters that have fired lots of weapons. They came into the chat and they said really good stuff, from their perspective. It's good. It's good. So there's a lot of people that are awake to this. All right. You don't have to be awake. You don't have my background. You don't have my training. You don't understand it on the level that I do. I look at it as like bullshit. All right. You look at it as like, oh my God. Oh, look at his blood coming out. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You don't understand. All right. For me, I'm trained. I've seen people blown up. I've seen, people burned alive. I've seen all this stuff. I'm not fazed by that. Right. I'm not fazed by it. Doesn't mean that I don't have, you know, a big heart for people that are, you know, I I feel that pain too sometimes, you know. I don't completely close myself off. I'm not like that anymore. I used to be like a steel strap door, you know. You weren't going to get through my steel doors, right? But now I've opened my heart. I look at this stuff and I see it from a different perspective, right? But I can still stay impartial. I can still stay observant. And I do this because God wants me to help more people awaken, right? So it doesn't matter that you don't see it yet. You didn't see 9/11 at the time. You didn't see the Trump assassination at the time. Maybe you still don't. All right. It's okay. It's okay. We're all in this together. We're going to work together. We're going to get through this. There's a lot more we have to go through. On the other side of this is a much more beautiful world, right? Because we're going to get away. We're going to do away with the demon rats, right? They're going to go away. And just getting rid of the demon rats from our country is going to be just such a massive turn for the positive that most people are going to be like, just how did we allow these demon rats to ever get into power, right? So they slip in, they lie, they cheat, they steal, they convince you, they pay people off, they, you know, the usual suspect stuff. Yeah, that's right, Georgia girl. Bye-bye, demon rats. Bye-bye. Right. All right. So let's look at a few things. All right. I'm going to share with you guys the latest because I see this stuff every day. I'm like, all right, here's more. Let me share this with people. Let them see the nonsense and stop being taken into this narrative. The more of us that wake up, the better. All right. So there's white hats that are pushing a narrative, right? And they're going to continue to push a narrative. That's their job. It's okay. That's what they do. I'm not knocking those guys. They're basically flipping the negative narrative that the demon rats and the deep state, the globalists, Luciferians pushed for a long time. They're flipping that narrative that they used against them, all right? That's what we're seeing right now. So if you're caught up in that narrative, I see the narrative. Of course, you know, I was in the SEAL teams at the highest levels. I was in the CIA at the highest levels. I know that, again, I know this stuff on a level that most people don't. So I see right through it very quickly. You're gonna have honest people that look at this and believe a certain error because they don't have that background that I do. And I can look at it and say, I can instantly go bullshit, right? All right, so let me share the screen, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit more. The reason why I want to continue to share this, and some part of me was like, just, I'm done with it. All right, I've told everybody enough. The reason why I continue is because they're going to continue. And if they capture you, 21 days creates a habit. When I taught the hand-to-hand course, we would do a 30-day course, right? Every single day. There was no days off. Every single day, 10 hours a day, we trained in hand-to-hand, all kinds of stuff, right? And at some point, it breaks through the negative programming that a lot of people have as far as, like, you know, hand-to-hand and you know, dealing with people and so forth. So we would work through that. Now I see this play against everybody because 21 days, I saw about 21 days after the COVID nonsense narrative, people just gave up and their minds just flipped. Right? Very, very few people learn to, like, control their minds past that 21-day point. If they get inundated, if you lie enough to them, they believe it. All right. So we're going to reach that point, and I'm going to see how many of you guys still believe this nonsense. All right. So I'm going to continue to put it out there, and you're going to have a lot of people that are in positions that you have come to, you know, admire and respect and so forth. Some, if not all of them, are going to push the narrative of this being Charlie Kirk dying. because that fits the narrative for them to use that to take down the deep state, right? I know they're using that. It's okay. But I believe in the truth. I'm going to share the truth with you. They don't have a problem with me sharing the truth, guys. Now, some people may come on and, bang on me a little bit, but that's part of the narrative as well. It's okay. It's okay. All right. I've seen through a lot of stuff over my career. I just played along. I saw through the narrative right away after 9/11. I was like, this is a deep state narrative, but I'm going to stay in the game because there's a lot of people that I respect and love. They're going to be affected by this, and they're going to believe the narrative. And then I was in there. I just kept trying to tell everybody, in a nice way that, yeah, this is, and people just didn't want to believe. Some people with really impressive backgrounds. One of my favorite shares was, well, that they found a passport from one of the guys on the plane that they found on the street. It was completely intact. And some of the guys were like, if that's the case, then I'm going to go after my government. Right. And I'm like, it's not the government did it. It's the deep state. And they couldn't wrap their minds around that. Right. But then I'd show them where the passport was found, and they're like, and then they went, whoop, and they couldn't take any more. Right. They couldn't handle any more truth. And I know some of you out there are going to be the same way with this. All right. So I'm going to show you the truth. I'm going to show you how this runs. I'm going to show you how this has been flipped. Now, normally this is the black hats doing this. So this is the white hats that are doing this now. Right. So when you see people come out and they have their narratives and they're crying and they're like, oh, whatever it is, or the hands that are in the mortuary or in the coffin, and some people are like, oh, they don't look real. Yeah, well, he's dead. A dead body, the hands don't look real. But I've been to lots of my relatives that died, and the hands do look real. All right, if you have a good mortuary, they can make that look real. That, I think, look fake so that more people can wake up. Right. So it kind of push people a little bit, and you're going to have people. I saw this one where this woman, she has like skeletons behind her, and like candles, and she's got pink hair, and she's like, yeah, I'm a mortuary assistant, and this is the way it looks, guys. Oh, yeah, but I don't agree. They could have done a better job on the hands. Yeah, they could have done a better job on the hands, but they didn't, because they're trying to wake people up, right? So you're going to have a lot of people that are going to keep pushing this narrative, and some of them are paid, some of them are self-imposed, just like the people that push the masking. They're self-imposed Nazis. All right, so it's what we're going to see. All right, so let's look at this video. I want you to see there's invisible stuff that's happening here. All right, so this is right after the shots are fired, and there's a lot of hectic activity. All right, so you're going to see people. You're going to see this chair that falls in here. First, you're going to see, like, watch this guy right here with the white pants. Watch him jump down. All right, and he jumps where that chair is. So look at that chair. Look at that chair going to the table. Wow. That's pretty amazing, right? The chair going through the table. Is that normal? No. Is that CGI? Is that AI? You determine what you want to believe, all right? All right, so let's go up a little bit more. And then, of course, this is what I like. So these knuckleheads here, let's just go ahead and play this.
He lives as he dies, promoting violence. Report all you want.
So these two winners right here are basically destroying a, this is a memorial to Charlie Kirk. So these two little knuckleheads come in and they start destroying it.
Look at these freaks, dude. Well, are you? No, look at this shit. Check it out. Look at this shit.
Fuck overreacting bullshit. Fuck Charlie Kirk. Fuck Charlie.
All right, so F. Charlie Kirk, you know, they destroy the memorial. All right, this is in Arkansas. All right, so this is not where this is going to be accepted because this is a red state, right? Even though, of course, we had, you know, the Clintons there. The people of Arkansas didn't like the Clintons at all. And it's a miracle they got voted in, isn't it? Yeah, because it's a very red state. And of all the states, when Bill Clinton went up for election both times, Arkansas was one of those states that did not vote for him. All right. So now this little sweetheart here and her friend, basically they got rolled up. 2 arrested after Kirk Memorial vandalized in downtown Bentonville. All right. So both of these knuckleheads basically got rolled up. You're going to start to see this happen a lot faster. So this is a positive. This is a positive for the Charlie Kirk fake assassination, right? All right, so deputies arrested Kerry Rollo, 23, and Kaylee Rollo, 22, and they are facing charges of first-degree criminal mischief. All right, there's even, so DC Drano says, I am pleased to announce that both of these girls were arrested. Of course, they're not girls, they're young women, they're 22, in Arkansas for vandalism, and the girl kicking Charlie's memorial was fired from her job and evicted. So you're going to see more of that. All right, here's ICE facility in Chicago. The knuckleheads, the liberal idiots are coming in. Democrat demon rats are coming in and trying to, you know, play games. So I guess they got hit with sting balls. They got pushed out of the way.
That was really cool, guys. You guys are super cool for that. Wow.
All right. So the demon rats love that. They love to put themselves in positions where law enforcement pushes back and they have to push back hard because they're super stupid. All right. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. We're going to see more of this going on again. Now, here is more stupid Democrat stuff. Illinois State Senator Karina Villa was spotted frantically patrolling the streets, shrieking and warning illegals to get back in their homes because ICE was on the block and harassing ICE agents. So this is obstruction. Don't open your doors. All right. So why would she do that? Because this is her voting block. These illegal aliens are what are keeping these demon rats in office. So when we take away the illegal voting of these demon rats, they will disappear. They will be voted out almost exclusively. There will be no more of them left, right? Because the people of the Democrat Party are leaving that party in droves. All right, so here's another one for you. All right, here they're taking Charlie Kirk's body to the vehicle. All right, so look at his shoes. He's got white shoes, yet they are no blood on them. No blood on his shoes. All right, there's no blood dropping, dripping. They're putting him in the vehicle. Now, I want you guys to look in the background. Watch this guy right here. White shirt, red hat. He's running in the background. Of course, you see all these crisis actresses that are running, shrieking. See, running, shrieking. Look at this person just perfectly standing still videoing. She's probably videoing this woman right here, the shrieking. Oh, okay. So we got that. So she's done. She moves on. Somebody is videoing this, them putting Charlie Kirk's body into that vehicle. Why would they put him in like that? Why wouldn't they put him in the back? Just throw down the seats and put him in the back. All right. So he's a tall guy, and his legs evidently stuck out, so they had to drive down the road with the door open. And some guy was crying about it, and so he's saying that the ambulances went by, but he saw Charlie Kirk's. They didn't flag him down or anything, because he saw Charlie Kirk's eyes and he was dead, right? But they went ahead and took him to the hospital, and then the people at the hospital took his body and they tried to revive it, and they came out and they gave him the bad news that he was dead. All right. So, and they all had a nice cry. But regardless, look at this guy back here. You're going to see him, white shirt, taking off his hat. See him running, taking off his hat. All right. Now, look down here. Look where that guy is now. He's down below the street, running in that hole in the street. Isn't that incredible? All right, it's a white shirt. There's a red hat. All right. So there he is back there. And now here he is in a hole in the ground. Yeah, that's real. All right, so more nonsense. More nonsense. So not a spot of blood on the sidewalk. That's right, Truther Mike. So nothing, no dripping blood. All right. So really, if he's shot with a 308 in the throat, 306 in the throat, then it would have blown his whole side of his throat out, and it would have sprayed the back. There's no blood in the back, like Candace Owens is saying. Right. So let's Chuck Schumer, our ultimate goal is a path to citizenship to all 11 million or however many there are here. All right. So Elon Musk says voter importation. So again, the demon rats, really want their people to come in here and take over so that they can vote them in, keep them voted in. That's what they've been doing. Now, when I was overseas in different countries, right, Afghanistan being one of them, there were people that were going to be voted in. I was like, the bad guys really want, somebody else to be in power, and there's a lot more of them. And I was told by CIA station chief in Afghanistan in Kabul, don't worry. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's what the Democrats have, guys. Don't worry. Joe Biden down in, the basement. Don't worry. We got this. All right. So we had, Arizona, the election stolen from Kerry Lake twice, for governor and then for senator. In Pennsylvania, we had Dr. Oz had election stolen from him. The governor of Pennsylvania, election stolen from him. So demon rats are all over the place. Demon rats are stealing the elections, and their CIA controller. CIA is basically going away. We're going to see basically complete takedown of CIA. I've been saying this for a little while. Same thing with the FBI. Pretty much completely gone. Right? Completely gone. All right. So Candace Owens. Candace Owens says that there's no blood. There's no blood. All right. So how is that possible if he was really killed, guys? If he was really shot? So here's Stephen Gardner, basically Candace Owens' secret video of Charlie Kirk's murder exposed.
Years of Turning Point USA now have that, and they're not releasing it. But before that, because Candace Owens was good friends with Charlie Kirk, she was able to call this gentleman directly. He said, I can't share this. I can't show it. And she was able to convince him, just do FaceTime on your iPhone and at least let me see it. She watched it over and over and over again. I'm going to share with you what she saw and what she didn't see so that you guys can better understand this new mystery. Let me know what you guys think.
It's not a mystery when you know it's a captured operation, right?
Nothing gory about this footage from the back. The thing that really stood out to me, and I just kept asking him to replay it over and over and over again, is that there's no blood. There's no blood from the back. There is no blood. So I think a lot of people were wondering whether or not that bullet pierced and went out to the back. I think I vaguely even remember, and Skylar, you can maybe live look this up, but like I thought the feds were saying they were looking for a bullet at some point, which is now very alarming to me. I don't understand that. How could they have been looking for a bullet? Because if I'm not seeing, and there isn't, I'm telling you, what happens in the front is not what happens in the back at all. If I'm not seeing any blood, what are we to take from that? The only thing that could make sense, if what they're saying is true and that person took the shot from the place that they are saying that individual took the shot from, it would suggest that it was inside of Charlie, right? And they would know that. The feds would have known that. So they would have communicated that they were never looking for a bullet. Because remember, one shot. So I'm very confused. I'm very confused, not by what I saw, but what I didn't see.
Okay, I agree. This leads to even more mystery. So
it's not a mystery if it's a captured operation, right? So they create the mystery. They have people that, continue the narrative, or like a lot of deep state false narrative, false flags. They have multiple stories that start to come in, right? Multiple stories. There's people that are saying that, no, it didn't. There's no way it could have been a shot from the roof. The angle's wrong. It didn't. That's an exit wound, not an entry wound. And there's people saying it came from a stairwell and that's an exit wound. All right. And that's an entry wound, or that's like they're all over the map with this, right? And they have like, look at this perfect angle, and they have like the perfect angle going down. So, but like you just heard from Candace Owens, she's seeing the video from behind. So if she saw an entry coming in from behind, now other people are saying that, he died instantly, right? Which doesn't happen from any type of wound other than if it goes through the medulla oblongata, all right? So if I shoot you in this T right here and it blows out your medulla oblongata, which controls all your nerve function, you die instantly, right? So some people are saying, yeah, he got hit back there. Now, where's the entry wound, all right? If Candace Owens is looking at it from behind and she sees no blood, and so some people are going to like, well, she didn't see the entry wound because it's so tiny. It's a small caliber bullet. Okay. Make it fit. Make it fit. That's what a lot of people are going to keep trying to do, guys. So I don't want to, attack anybody's, belief system. If you want to believe that Charlie Kirk is dead and that fits your narrative and you feel good about that, why not? If you feel good, if your family, really believes in the COVID vaccine, and you're like, you didn't want to fight the narrative, you just went ahead and got the vaccine, it's the same bullshit to me, right? So if you want to continue along the same narrative, then we're going to continue to see this bullshit, even from the good guys, continue, because you guys can't see what's right in front of your face, right? So what else? So riots in France, like I was talking about initially. Let's look at the screenshot of there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Live protest in France against budget cuts. They love to riot against whatever, right? So 80,000 French riot police clashed with protesters. 80,000 riot police? So how many millions are they having to go up against? Right? Wow. Live from Paris, massive protest. As you guys can see, I'm just going to pick a few of them. Some of these look like the same protest in the same streets to me. Right? So it's like they're endless. All right. So this lady right here is having a good time. Protest in France. It's like a carnival. It's a carnival to them. All right. So UK grapples with worst riots in 13 years. So same thing in the UK. Anti-government protests break out. They're breaking out everywhere. Fire breaks out in Paris as block everything. So they just want to block everything. France clashes between protesters and police on second day of demonstrations. Live footage from Paris. As you guys can see, Paris is burning here. And there's the torches. Where's the pitchforks? Where's the guillotine? Right? The guillotine and the pitchforks come next. Right? So we're close. So France protests. Fight, fight, fight. Wow, where have we heard that before? Protesters vow endless rebellion against Macron until macaroni and cheese is bye-bye. All right? So that's what I think we're at. Macron is going to go. I don't think it's going to stop until he's gone. I don't think they're going to settle down. I don't think they're going to break out with another COVID, because that's what stopped the last ones, right? So that's where we're at. So Dutch unrest. Dutch police clash with anti-migration protesters in The Hague. Tear gas, water cannons. It's happening everywhere. Multiple violent clashes with Dutch police. Newsom signs new bill restricting immigration enforcement. How long is that going to last in California before California's on fire, right? So there you go. Paris on fire, France in flames. So this is the UK. The UK's most dangerous neighborhood, worst place I've ever stayed. All right, that's a month ago. All right, so it's happening. The protest against immigration, the governments basically want to replace the people with immigrants who are uneducated, will work for pennies, whereas the people of France, they want to retire at 62 years old, and they're pushing retirement at 65, which they already did here in the United States, and there wasn't any protest. I guess we just went with it, right? So in France, they're like, no, and we don't want to work but like 2 hours a day, and for only 4 days a week. I'm exaggerating, but it's pretty close, right? That's just kind of the way it is in France, and I think everybody gets like 30 or 45 days of vacation. They pretty much take the whole summer off. in Europe, so it's pretty much amazing, what they have in Europe. Of course, it can't last. You have immigrants coming in, and a communist system, which is basically what Europe is. There's not as many people because the birth rate's low. The birth rate's so low, especially after COVID, where fertility rates are super down after everybody getting vaccinated from COVID. Even here in the United States, the birth rate is actually negative. It's negative in Europe. And Japan, I think, is one of the worst places as far as like negative birth rates. And here in the United States, we have a negative birth rate as well, except for some places where there's a lot of illegal immigrants. Right? So that's where the birth rate is really high. How about that? Funny that, right? All right, 3-Eye Atlas. Let's talk about it. Now, I did a roundtable earlier. I had Carrie Cassidy, Brad Olson, Mike Barra, Laura Eisenhower. We had a very nice discussion about 3-Eye Atlas. Very, very good stuff. And we had discussions about other things as well. But 3-Eye Atlas, I've talked about for a while now how I remote viewed it. There's intelligent life on board that starship that looks like a big rock on purpose, so that basically fools everybody. Very intelligent life on board, very, very intelligent life, and very advanced. Robot systems, everything's automated. They're collecting data from all of the different planets as they go by. I think they have on all the planets, they have monitoring stuff that sends them information as they fly through. They're going to fly around Earth, and I think we may see some kind of Project Bluebeam type activity from that, where they try and flip that narrative. Will we have, some people are like, oh, that they're going to like raise our consciousness. No, they're not going to raise our consciousness. We are going to raise our consciousness. I think on a certain level, they are here to help a little bit, right? They monitor us. They've monitored us for a long time. In some cases, to the point where they're like almost deep state, very much like deep state, all right? World domination and so forth. They've been thrown off a few times. We got close to the point where we were super advanced and they slammed us back down. Now I think they flipped to a certain extent. They have a positive ET groups that are involved in helping us now, and the negative ET groups that are here on Earth that have reached positions of like the basically New World Order, Luciferian types, so forth, are trying to shut us down. They try to shut us down with a COVID vaccination program. Actually, you've done a fairly good job with a lot of that, a lot of people. But it's going to be a big reveal, I believe. All right. So let's look at what Stefan Byrne says. He's been following it fairly well, doing a pretty good job with it. It's going to give you the science behind it to a certain extent, but there's a lot more going on. And I'll give a little commentary after he talks a little bit.
We'll go into all that in this video, but in general, 3i Atlas is getting closer and closer to the sun day by day, therefore to all the planets in the inner solar system. It's traveling incredibly fast, which means that it's undergoing this sublimation process much faster than most normal comets would in the solar system. So as it gets closer to the sun, you have new elements start to volatilize and influence the makeup of that gas, plasma, dust, coma that is surrounding it. And it appears that this brightening is coming from the nucleus itself and not necessarily from the coma. There is some uncertainty there. A lot of these observations as to its apparent magnitude, its brightness, come from people making observations here on Earth, amateur astronomers, and some more professional facilities. But in terms of the big telescope facilities, we don't have any imagery from them.
Why? Why do you think that is? The big telescope facilities, the more advanced professional level telescope facilities are not sharing that information. It's being restricted. You know why that is. It's because that would reveal that this is an advanced system that's coming our way. It is a very advanced system with very advanced life, like I said, on it, right? Some of this has been, there's been a communication to a certain extent. Now, President Trump, of course, started the space program, which is trying to draw elements from the secret space program, but I don't think very successfully, right? I think the secret space program, which is basically inner Earth and throughout the planetary systems and even beyond, underneath the sea and so forth. That's why we see some of these craft that, you know, fly at incredible speeds through the water. Our submarines have been tracking these for a long time. Of course, they're not going to reveal that information. But I have heard from some people that they have said about these things that they have been tracking them. There's underwater bases. Now, some of this stuff moves in and out of certain dimensional realms, right? Now, we humans are multidimensional. Our consciousness can pick some of this stuff up. I pick some of this stuff up. As we advance in consciousness, some of these abilities are going to be coming to more and more people. Telepathy, levitation, all the different things that, Superman type stuff that we have, and superhero stuff that we have been slowly exposed to capabilities. We're going to start to evolve into those. All right. So that is definitely something the deep state does not want, because then they lose all their power. And you see in a lot of those superheroes where this like dark force, is constantly trying to stop them out, so they can't help humanity. They can't help humanity wake up and evolve and so forth. That's where we're at right now. All right. So many of us are starting to exhibit superhuman capabilities. Right. So that's we'll wake up. More of us will have these abilities. I've seen a lot of these abilities in a lot of other people. So it is an amazing time. But of course, if you still believe Charlie Kirk was shot, then I don't know. I don't think you're going to evolve into superhero capabilities. All right. You have to wake up consciousness wise. Right. So that's kind of where we are with some of this. It's going to move in that certain direction. Your mind, your emotions, and so forth, have to be evolved. Otherwise, you're at a vibrational frequency that's not going to allow it. Now, some of us are targeted, right? Superheroes, we're targeted all the time. Now, I was coming back from an event that I went to in Dallas, spent a little time with Scott McKay in New Mexico, in Las Vegas, Bellagio, great hotel, the Cirque, great French restaurant, highly recommend it. Bellagio is doing really well. Now, I've heard from a lot of people that the attendance and so forth is down in Las Vegas. It did seem a little slow, but in Bellagio, very, very active, right? Seem to be doing all right, right? So, and I talked to one of the waiters, and he said, we stayed busy even during COVID lockdowns. We still stayed open. Like, that's pretty cool. All right. So, of course, they probably had masks on and so forth. I came to an event not long after they were doing the shutdowns, and we're at the event. It's like a secret space program type event, and I was speaking, and we had they kept pushing on us to like mask up. We refused. Our whole event, all the people at the event were no one was wearing masks. We weren't wearing a mask. They called the law enforcement on us because security kept pressing on us, and we're like, no, we're not going to do that. So Vegas law enforcement came. They called them on us, and one of the guys went out and talked to him, and I was like, this guy was brilliant. I was like, wow. It's like he went out and talked to him. It's like, I'm really concerned about all you guys. You keep pushing on this narrative like this, it's going to blow back on you, and then everybody's going to be looking at all the people that pushed really hard on this. I really am concerned about you guys. And he was very, very persuasive, and they left us alone. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. I was able to talk some really good. But how many people were pushed the Nazi narrative? And it was very unfortunate. A lot of people succumbed to, the COVID vaccination and so forth. But now, pathetic demon rats, of course, pushed the vaccination very, very hard. A lot of demon rats, unfortunately, got vaccinated, and it seems to have really screwed up their brains. Right. So let's look at one of those people, a brain that is very compromised.
This was the murder of 20-year-old Kayla Hamilton, who was killed at the hands of an illegal immigrant in 2022. A Republican-led bill named after Kayla. The Congresswoman made these comments.
You take the situation and then you exploit what has happened to not only that person, but you exploit those families and you make it a game. Stop just throwing a person's name on something for your own political expedience.
Joining me now is Jeff Gaylor, the sheriff in the Maryland County where Kayla was killed. Kayla Hamilton's mother, Tammy Nobles. Thank you both so much for joining. What was the action you heard the Congresswoman describe your daughter like this?
I was really furious because you just don't call crime just a random dead person. No victim as a random dead person. Nope. We were there. I mean, they were there discussing her bill, and she and what she said was really nasty, and it came across as racist.
Tammy, what do you remember the most about Kayla from when she was a little?
She was a happy and energetic child. She loved unconditionally, and she loved to enjoy, she enjoyed life. She lived each day to the fullest. She loved going to church. She loved God. And she really cared for animals and the homeless and just herself.
She was just herself. The Congresswoman, we will hear your memories and your words of your daughter and think twice. So callously dismissing somebody that was a beautiful young girl who turned into a beautiful young woman created in the image of God.
All right, so these are the things that I believe that we should be focused on. I see a lot. I'm looking at the numbers here. It's like 100 people just like clicked off when I share this story. This is a story that should really grab your attention. All right, these are demon rats that are trying to destroy our country, and you just clicked. A lot of you just clicked off. Very, very sad. Very sad. All right. So this sheriff basically steps up. And he shares his part. I think it's fantastic.
Sheriff, should anybody, especially a sitting member of Congress, call somebody who was murdered, a victim, a random person?
No, of course not. And thank you for allowing me that. It breaks my heart to see Tammy on here talking about Kayla's life. Kayla was important. Her life mattered. And for Congressman Crockett to be so dismissive, so insensitive, character of affecting jurisdictions around this country, that is pathetic is the best word I have for it.
It's worth noting that Kayla Hamilton and Rachel Moore were both killed in Hartford County, the county that you're the sheriff of. How does that happen?
Well, again, 2 women brutally murdered at the hands of illegal immigrants, people invited to this country by the prior presidential administration, and they took them up on it. They came and victimized our community, and there's nothing special about our county. That's happening across this country. But in our county, you hear about it because we're not going to let their lives be dismissed.
All right, so that's basically what our country's faced with. That is what a Charlie Kirk assassination narrative is all about, guys. Basically pushing back on this horrific demon rat system. I guess, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of demon rats that are in this group. And when I talk about demon rats, you guys just click off. You don't face the music, right? Very disappointing, whatever, all right? So, I'll share as much as I can. I guess not everybody's going to listen, but we'll continue to share and hopefully inform more people going forward. All right, lots of love. Stay in the love vibration, and I'll see you guys.